Hello everyone and thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at Uniswap token against Bitcoin. Remember, if you like the video, hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. It goes a long way and I thank you in advance. So, um, last time we left off on Uniswap, it was I believe it was around the local top here from around 26,000 sats to 24,000 sats. At this point, it seems to be leveling off and cooling off, and this is something something more than we can ask for. It's a lot better, I think, than experiencing this. Um, and for the longest time, ever since its inception, it has been in this this multi-month downtrend, where Uniswap did have multiple attempts to reverse. One could be found here, the other one here. You can also argue here. However, we continued to go further and further down. However, on November 5th, uh, can be, like at this moment, can be defined as the local bottom at around 12,000 sats. And ever since then, we have been trending upwards. Um, you know, if we measure from the candle to that, local top, it was about 79%. And currently, right now, from the bottom, we are about 46% above. So pretty good. And I think it's in the step in the right direction for Uniswap token. Um, and why I think it's more than we can ask for is because ever since Uniswap's inception, Bitcoin has been in an immense rally from, I believe it was like around September. So if we look at where September was, so let's could take that measure move and bring it up to the local top around 19,000. Bitcoin rallied 80%, and from the price where it is now, 60%. And when we looked at uh, in my recent video in regards to Bitcoin dominance, when Bitcoin dominance can move up in both scenarios of Bitcoin moving, volatility up or volatility down. However, I contended that the stronger moves to the upside on dominance is due to Bitcoin moving up very rapidly, and Uniswap's entire existence was when Bitcoin was rallying, 60 to 80%. And this is obviously not good for altcoins. It's not good for any altcoin. And we see this macro move down, with Bitcoin finally giving us what could be the first red weekly candle in a very long time. We see, Uniswap, down for the week, but overall for the last few weeks has cooled, like has stopped them bleeding and is kind of leveled off here. So I can see maybe three different scenarios at this point. One would be that we make a higher low, whether that's where we are right now is going to be the higher low, whether that's going down. The absolute uh, best case scenario would be that we were above 12,000 sats to some visual degree. And with that said, we can make a higher low, move up, make a higher high, higher low, higher high, etc. And that would give clear indication of a reversal. It doesn't have to be a parabolic growth for us to indicate that there would be a reversal coming. Another theory is that we might be coming back down to 12,000 sats. Now, what scenario could result in something like 12,000 sats? Well, one could be that Bitcoin um, drops further to the downside. Like if it goes to, say, the 20 weekly moving average, if it goes to the 20 weekly moving average in a very short amount of time, then that would be roughly a 30%, just under 30% drop, and that would negatively affect Uniswap token and could very well have it drop down back to 12,000 sats. From there, I would argue that the next hope is to hold, at least hold that level and make a double bottom and reverse. If on the off chance it breaks, then we can then assume that the bottom's not in. There's overall more continuation to the downside, and this becomes just another attempt at a reversal that's failed. No different than something like this, or like this, or like this. However, I don't believe that's the case, and the reason why is because of Bitcoin's current price action. um, I don't think it's going to drop straight down to the 20-week. It could drop another 10%, but where does that 10% take us? Well, that takes us at around, $15,000, 15.2, and that's still way above the moving average. And if Bitcoin decides to move sideways there, then expect altcoins to rally, and I would expect Uniswap to be one of the leaders in that cycle. And also keep in mind that Uniswap has never experienced an altcoin rally yet. As I said earlier, the only time it has existed was during when Bitcoin was rallying 60 to 80% to the upside. It's never experienced a slowly bleeding Bitcoin before. It's never experienced a sideways moving Bitcoin before, like what we saw here. And in this area, this is where we saw, Ethereum really shot up. This is where we saw Chainlink really shoot up. And this is where I would expect Uniswap to also shoot up. So um, I think scenario 1 and 2 are more likely. And my hope is that scenario 1 would be what's playing out. That this is going to be, the new step in the upcoming steps into higher highs and higher lows. When we look at the U.S. dollar against Uniswap, we see something quite similar. We see that we're starting to move sideways on the coin, and we're kind of fluctuating between $3, a little over like $3.10 to as high as like $4.20, in that range. Um, Ethereum against Ethereum seems a bit more pronounced. And this is due to Ethereum's recent volatility to the upside and to the downside. And we see Uniswap have these more pronounced movements to the up and down compared to, say, against Bitcoin, where it's a little bit more precarious to say that it's more moving sideways than up or down. However, I would contend that when there's an altcoin rally, um, just as much as volatility was against Uniswap when it's going down, I would argue that volatility will be on Uniswap's side when an altcoin rally happens, and therefore I would have higher expectations for Uniswap to outpace Ethereum in the short term of that altcoin rally. It could bleed faster and could lose those gains significantly faster than Ethereum, but I would think that at least the pump would be more significant than Ethereum. So that's something to look out for. Lastly, I would just want to conclude to say um, this is still a new coin. This is, and Uniswap is much like my Celsius token bet, where these are fairly young, fledgling new projects. Celsius is a little older, but Uniswap is fairly new. There's no way, we don't have much like price action to then predict or assume what prices could be or what movements could we expect in the years to come. But regardless, I think Uniswap has a bright future ahead for its platform, and I would expect Uniswap to be, part of this new cycle. Um, much like how Ethereum was that altcoin in the previous cycle. Um, there's going to be a group of coins in each cycle that are new to that cycle and become leaders in there. And you can make the argument Chainlink is one of them. You can make an argument that Polkadot might be one. Uniswap is my contention. There are many, and I'm sure there's a lot of opinions out there that would say that this like coin A or coin B is going to be, you know, the next Ethereum. For myself, my bet is on Uniswap. That does not mean, okay, this does not mean I'm bearish on all the other ones. I actually hold Chainlink. Polkadot, I don't own any, but I have high expectations. It's now a number, it's a top 10 coin now. So even at that respect, you have to take it seriously. Um, you know, and with Uniswap, I would also take it very seriously, and I don't think that this move fully characterizes what Uniswap has in store. We have to be patient, especially like a coin like this, where volatility is going to be high, and we essentially don't know what to expect. Um, at the very least, though, I do expect I have high expectations of the coin, and I'm giving it the full ride. I'm giving it the full cycle. We'll see where it takes us. Um, I'm betting that it's up, um, but again, we'll see. Even if it dips below, in my first video on Uniswap, when I said that I was deciding to go buy it, I said I was prepared to buy it to the point of around 7,500 sats, which is about a 90% drop from the wick, from the all-time high. That's what I was prepared to buy to. We haven't gotten to that level yet, but um, you know, I'm happy with this as well. Even if it starts moving sideways, I'm happy with that. You can then consider this an accumulation phase, much like, uh, you know, much like say Cardano against Bitcoin. And I can flip it out here, much like how this was the accumulation phase for Cardano. We could be in the midst of an accumulation phase for Uniswap. Um, I doubt that the accumulation phase, if it is one, is going to be as long as the one for Cardano, because of, you know, where we are in the cycle. If we are beginning the bull run, we've already made contact with the 21 week moving average once. Odds are it's already begun, and we're in the midst of it. And so, with that said, I think things are going to move a lot faster than the times when Cardano was, you know, accumulating in between the years of August 2019 to May of 2020. We're far beyond that, and um, you know, we're now touching all time, like previous all time high levels at this point. So that's all I have to say about the coin, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.